Hi, this is Sandra. I'm here again with another recipe. I have a requested recipe from one of my subscribers, and they want to know how to do a super duper up meatloaf. They say they're tired of the plain regular meatloaf that you eat on the evenings, Sunday after church, or whatever. And they want to know, can I super duper up a meatloaf? Well, I didn't want to say no and I didn't want to say yeah, so I was in between. Said, well, yes, I can do a super duper up a meatloaf. And the only super duper up a meatloaf I know is Cajun style meatloaf. So what we're going to do now is get in this pan. This is my meatloaf pan right here. I love this pan to do my meatloaf because I like a lot of sauce in my meatloaf when I get ready to serve it over mashed potatoes. So we're going to do a little small meatloaf, a super duper spicy meatloaf. And you know it was a guy that asked that request, right? But it don't matter if it's a guy or a lady. We all love a good meatloaf. So what I'm going to do now is get one egg, because in this meatloaf, I don't think I need, this amount of meatloaf I'm getting ready to do, I don't need a bigger amount of eggs in it. So I think one egg will be enough, but the way it feels, I can tell. That's how I can tell when a meatloaf is a good meatloaf, it's the way it feels. So what I'm going to do now is beat an egg, and I'm going to use the same container that I'm going to put the meatloaf in. So I'm going to pour the egg in, like that. And then I'm going to add some oatmeal. Yes, oatmeal goes in my meatloaf. Oatmeal is a good binder. So about that much oatmeal and some pet milk, just like this. You want the meatloaf to have a good moist taste. So you add the oatmeal and the milk with the egg. This is how you do this. I got it real close so you can really see what I'm really doing and make sure that you got all the notes. Okay, we're going to put a little bit more milk in here. This is, you can use regular milk, any kind of milk you want. You can use that, but I like to use pet milk. Okay, in this concoction here, if you want to call it, I use some onion soup. I use onion soup. I just pour it all in here like that. The onion soup goes in there. And you stir that up in there too. Now it looks like to me, the onion soup gives it such a good flavor. Now if you're going to do a regular plain meatloaf, in this mixture like this, I would put a half of cream cheese in it with this mixture. Because I love cream cheese in a meatloaf. It makes it taste so different, you know. So that is the onion mix. So what we're doing now is going to put basil. I love basil in it. Basil in there. Basil is good. That's basil right there. Basil. And then we're going to add some cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper goes in the dish too. You can see that cayenne pepper. Add some little cayenne pepper because they want a little kick in this meatloaf. So we got the cayenne pepper. And we're going to add a little bit more milk. Looks like we need some more milk in this mixture. Okay, that's the oatmeal. It looks kind of funny, but that is some good eating, y'all. Okay, see how red that getting? Okay, what we're going to do now is put black pepper. Black pepper in there. And we're going to put some, my pepperino. Put that in there. You want a super duper up spicy meatloaf, they're going to get it right here. Okay, and then we're going to stir this up. I won't put salt in it because salt is already in the soup. So what we're going to do now, right now is add the meat. You add the ground meat into the dish. Now I sauteed my bell peppers and onions. So we're gonna do this like this. Put that meatloaf in there like that. And ground meat. Gonna stir this together. Now I'm gonna use my hands because that's the best way to do it. Use your hands. Get it all incorporated like this. Now you can tell the way it feels, it don't need another egg. There's something about me doing that. I don't know why, but it does. Okay, now what I'm going to do is add some bell pepper, onion, already sauteed. I don't know where people get the point putting raw vegetables into their meatloaf, but that don't work with me. So we get all this together. I'm always dropping some, y'all. Okay, we get this all together like this. We got the cayenne pepper. We got the basil. Ooh, it smells good already. We got the milk. And we're just stirring this all up. A meatloaf is what you want to put it. Now, I know most people put veal and they put pork and ground meat together, but I just like the basic. I just like the basic meatloaf with the meat. I like the basic meat with the meat. Excuse me. The basic with the meat. That's what I like. I just like ground meat. Okay, then we're going to put some ketchup. Ketchup goes in the meatloaf, y'all. Ketchup goes in the meatloaf like that. Just stir that up in there like that. It goes in there. Now, I have jalapeno pepper with the green, I have jalapeno pepper with the onions, and the jalapeno pepper goes inside this meatloaf. So it's just 1/2 a jalapeno pepper. Now the way this feels, it feels fantastic. So I know that I feel this egg do not need to be in there. Nothing else needs to be in this. The way it feels real good. So what we're going to do now is add just a little Cajun seasoning in it. Just a little Cajun seasoning. Just a little, not too much, just a little. Because we want it to have a little Cajun bite to it. So we're going to use some Cajun seasoning. Or we're going to use Tony Sackett. We can use him instead of the Cajun seasoning. Because this is a good bit of a southern taste, spicy taste. So that's why I didn't use too much of the salt, because we're going to use this to go inside. Okay, and what we're going to do now, we're going to add a little bit more cayenne pepper, because they want it to be super duper hot. So we're going to, not super duper hot, but just a little more spice to it. Okay, this is all we're going to do for this meatloaf. We got everything in here blended. So it's spicy. Got my little pepperino in there. Got some extra cayenne pepper. So we blended it all together. We got the ketchup in there. We got the onions, the bell pepper, and jalapeno pepper. So what we're going to do, I always do my meatloaf like this. I put it together on one side. Make a little loaf. I love this pan because I can render the excess liquid out. Okay, what we're going to do now is add some onion on top, celery on top. We're adding all this on top of here. We're going to let that cook down just like this. It's sitting up. Let it cook down. And I'm going to add some more basil on top. Let's see if we get this basil to work. Add some more basil on top. Just like this. And then I'm going to add some pepperino on top. Now, have you noticed I didn't put any garlic in it? No, I didn't. Sometimes you can go without garlic. So put some pepperoni on top. And that's it. So what we're going to do is let this bake until it gets done, half done, and then we're going to pour another ingredient on top of it. Let me wash my hands. Wash this off. Okay, and then we're going to add another ingredient on top, and we're going to be back and let you see what the finished product is. This is the super duper up spicy meatloaf, and I believe it's going to be a winner. This is Sandra. We'll be back with the finished product. Well, not the finished product. We're going to be back to show you what else to do to this meatloaf, and then we'll do the finished product. Hi, this is Sandra. We're back. Now, on the first part of making this spicy Cajun meatloaf for a subscriber, it's going to be I'm talking, but I'm showing you a glass baking dish. So don't let that stop you from looking at the video, because I didn't realize that the glass was sitting there, the glass dish was sitting there, and nothing was in it until I put the egg in it. Okay, this is the meatloaf have cooked about 30-40 minutes. So this is how it looks. Now what I'm going to do now is add some little garlic on top, just like this. Just spread a little garlic on top. We didn't put the garlic in the meatloaf. We're just going to put the garlic on top with the coating. We're going to spread it around like that. And what we're going to do is spread a little thyme. We're going to put a little thyme right on top, because it's a little Cajun style. And this meatloaf is a super duper up meatloaf. So I tasted a little of it, and it is so good. So we're going to put some hot sauce. Yes, we're going to put some Louisiana hot sauce. Maybe this way you can see it better. Louisiana hot sauce. We're just going to put that on top. We're going to kick it up a notch with the hot sauce. Make it spicy. Ooh, that's going to be good like that. And then we're going to add just a touch of pepperoni. And this is the sauce. So the sauce we don't want the sauce to be too hot. So we're just gonna put a little dab of pepperoni in there. This is for one of my subscribers. Subscribe for a super duper spiced up meatloaf. So what we're gonna do is use some marinara sauce. Yes. We're gonna pour it all over top of this like this. And we're gonna bake this in the oven until this is all bubbly. All bubbly. So we're going to put this on top just like this. That marinara sauce is my favorite. I tell you what. I'm glad I came across that. So I'm going to put a little water in this and shake this up. And we're going to pour this at the bottom. Down here at the bottom. Just like that. So we're going to let this meatloaf sit in the oven until it starts bubbling up. And when it starts bubbling up, it's going to be ready. So what we're going to do now is put this back in the oven, like I said. And I'm going to add some, excuse me, some parsley flakes. Excuse me. I'm going to add some basil on top. Oh, excuse me, something got my throat. So this is what we're going to do now. And I'll be right back with the finished product. Hi, this is Sandra. I'm back again with the finished product of the spicy, kicked up a notch meatloaf for one of my subscribers. Okay, I got some mashed potatoes, and I'm going to tell you, when you don't feel like peeling mashed potatoes and making them, my best box is Hungry Jack. I love me some Hungry Jack's mashed potatoes. All I do is boil the water, and I get salt in the water, and I put how much I'm going to make. I add cream cheese, and I add evaporated milk and butter. That is a good mashed potatoes. You cannot tell them from the real original baked potatoes. I mean, not baked potato, but the regular mashed potatoes. If you did some Russian mashed potatoes or some red potatoes or the Yukon Gold potatoes, you couldn't tell the difference from using if you use this Hungry Jack. I love Hungry Jack. Okay, so these are potatoes right here that I made. See how beautiful they are? Just like homemade. Okay, this is the meatloaf. So we're going to cut the meatloaf. But I usually cut mine this way. This section I cut. And I always leave that, but I always get the next side like that. Oh my goodness, it smells so, so good. So what I'm going to do is get some potatoes. I'll put it in the pan, in this plate right here. Many as you want. I'm telling y'all, try these Hungry Jacks. They're my favorite. I love Hungry Jacks. See how beautiful they are? They are so beautiful. Look at those beautiful Hungry Jack potatoes. Okay. Then I get the potatoes on the side of the plate like this. And then I get the meatloaf like this. Got a slice. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. I didn't get the whole end. But you're going to have something like that with the mashed potatoes. I mean, with the meatloaf. So, let me cut another slice. Because, you know, first slice never act right. So, we're going to get another slice of meatloaf and lay it like that. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. And then you get the gravy and you lay it like that. That is so good. Look at that. That is so, so good. I'm going to try a piece. See the jalapeno pepper in there and you can taste the Cajun season. Oh my goodness. This is so good. It's a kicked up notch meatloaf from a plain meatloaf to a kicked up notch meatloaf. I kicked it up, y'all. This is so good. Look at it with the mashed potatoes and gravy. This is delicious. And it's spicy. Oh, it's spicy. It is really a good meatloaf. This is Sandra. I'm going to tell you happy eating and try this kicked up not spicy super meatloaf. This is wonderful. This is Sandra. I want to say happy eating and I hope my subscriber will love this meatloaf. I want to say this is Sandra. Happy eating. Hi, this is Sandra. This is the finished product of the spicy kicked up a notch meatloaf. This meatloaf is so spicy and so flavorful, you just would not know what to say because this is a kick up from a regular plain meatloaf. Now this meatloaf has jalapeno pepper, has Cajun season, and I mean the gravy is so fabulous. And look at the potatoes. I use Hungry Jack potatoes. If you want to use potatoes that you can peel, that's fine. But the Hungry Jack potatoes are so delicious. It tastes just like homemade. All you have to do is just add some butter, evaporated milk, and some black pepper or salt or whatever you want to put in that, and some cream cheese, and hey, you got you some good potatoes. This is Sandra. Just want to show you how this kicked up the knots spicy meatloaf look. Look at the jalapeno peppers in there. Look at that pepper sticking out by itself. Ooh, you know, that's so good. This recipe is so easy. You can find this recipe at soulfoodqueen.net or YouTube, my channel, soulfoodqueen.net, and you will have the recipe to this wonderful delight. This meatloaf is so moist, so flavorful. I just want you to know it is just good. This is Sandra. I want to tell you. Find this recipe. Look at those peppers in there. That's a good meatloaf. This is Sandra. I want to say happy eating. And thank you for coming to my channel.